In this episode, you will practice a long, deep session of English listening and shadowing. Welcome to English Pro Space. I'm Jamie, and today I'll guide you through one full day, from before sunrise all the way to late at night. You will hear short, clear sentences, simple, natural English, everyday actions, and real situations. You can listen, pause, repeat after me, and shadow my voice to improve your speaking. Use this while you walk, sit on a bus or train, do light housework, or relax at home. Are you ready? Let's begin our day. Morning, before the sun. The room is dark. The world is quiet. My phone starts to vibrate. My alarm begins to ring. I open my eyes slowly. I feel warm under the blanket. For a moment, I don't move. I just listen. The window is closed, but I hear a soft sound outside. A car passes in the street. Its engine is low and steady. Far away, a dog barks once. Then the silence returns. I reach for my phone. I turn off the alarm. The screen is bright in the dark room. It shows 6:15 a.m. I want to stay in bed, but I know I must get up. I take a deep breath. I stretch my arms above my head. I stretch my legs under the blanket. My body wakes up slowly. I sit up on the bed. The floor looks cold. I put my feet on the ground. The floor feels cool but clean. I stand up. My muscles feel a little stiff. I walk to the window. My steps are quiet. I open the curtain halfway. Soft blue light enters the room. The sky is not bright yet, but the night is almost gone. I see the tops of buildings. Some windows already have lights on. A truck moves down the main road. Its headlights are strong and white. The world is beginning to wake up. Morning, first routines. I walk to the bathroom. The tiles feel cold under my feet. I turn on the light. The mirror shines back at me. My hair is messy. My eyes look sleepy. I smile a little. It's okay. It's a new day. I turn on the tap. Water runs, clear and bright. I splash my face with cold water. My skin wakes up. I pick up my toothbrush. I add some toothpaste. I brush my teeth slowly, up and down, left and right. I watch myself in the mirror. My eyes wake up more and more. The mint tastes sharp and fresh. I rinse my mouth. I feel cleaner. I feel more awake. I comb my hair with my fingers. I smooth it back. Then I walk back to my room. The air feels a little warmer now. I open the window. Cool morning air enters the room. I breathe in deeply. The air smells fresh and light. Somewhere, a bird sings a short song. Just a few clear notes. I stand by the open window. I think quietly about the day ahead. Morning, in the kitchen. I go to the kitchen. The hallway is still half dark. In the kitchen, the light is on. It feels warm and bright. The kettle is already boiling. I hear the water bubbling inside. My roommate, Alex, is standing by the counter. He is still in his pajamas. He says, "Morning, Jamie." I say, "Good morning." He pours hot water into his mug. The steam rises slowly. He adds a tea bag. The water turns a soft brown. I open the cupboard. I take out a mug for myself. I put in a spoonful of instant coffee. I pour in hot water. The smell of coffee fills the room. It is strong and rich. I add a little milk. The color becomes light brown. On the table, there is a small plate of bread. 2 slices are left. I put 1 slice in the toaster. I press the lever down. The toaster makes a quiet click. The metal warms inside. Alex opens the fridge. He takes out a jar of jam. He says, "Do you want some?" I say, "Yes, please." The toast pops up. It is golden and hot. I put it on a plate. I spread a thin layer of butter. The butter melts into the bread. Then I add some jam on top. I sit down at the small table. The chair creaks softly. I take a bite of toast. It's crunchy, warm, and sweet. I sip my coffee. It's hot, but not too hot. Alex sits across from me. He checks something on his phone. The news plays quietly on the radio. The announcer talks about the weather. "Sunny and cool," he says. "It sounds like a good day." We don't talk much. We just enjoy the calm. The kitchen window faces the street. Soft light comes through the glass. I see a person walking their dog. The dog sniffs every tree. A bus passes by slowly. A few people sit inside. They look quiet like us. They are also starting their day. Morning, getting ready to leave. I finish my toast. I drink the last of my coffee. I carry my mug to the sink. I rinse it with warm water. The cup feels smooth in my hand. I put it on the drying rack. I say, "I'd better get ready." Alex nods and says, "Have a good day." I go back to my room. I open my wardrobe. I look at my clothes. I choose a simple outfit. Comfortable pants, a clean shirt, a light jacket. I get dressed slowly. The fabric feels soft and fresh. I put my phone in my pocket. I check the time again. It is 7:20 a.m. I still have a little time. I put my notebook into my bag. I add a pen and my laptop. I pack a small snack, a banana and a granola bar. I take my water bottle from the shelf. It is half full. I add more water from the tap. The bottle feels cool in my hand. I zip my bag. I put it on my shoulder. I look around my room. The bed is unmade. I quickly pull the blanket up. I smooth the pillow. The room looks a little more tidy. It feels better this way. I turn off the light. I walk to the front door. I put on my shoes. I tie the laces tight. I check my pockets. Phone, keys, wallet. Everything is there. I open the door. Cool morning air greets me. I step outside. Morning, street and bus stop. The street is awake now. Cars move in both directions. A cyclist passes me on the road. His red backpack bounces slightly. A woman walks her child to school. They hold hands. The child carries a bright blue bag. He skips every few steps. I hear someone sweeping a sidewalk. The broom makes a soft scratching sound. A delivery van is parked near a shop. The driver carries boxes inside. I walk towards the bus stop. My steps are steady and relaxed. The air is cool, but the sun feels gentle on my face. Leaves move in the light wind. A few leaves lie on the ground. The bus stop is a glass shelter. One person is already there. A young man stands inside the shelter. He wears headphones. His head moves slowly with the music. His eyes look at the ground. I stand a few steps away. I check the small digital sign. It says the next bus will arrive in 4 minutes. That is perfect. I take out my phone. I see a message from my sister. She writes, "Good luck with your meeting today." I write back, "Thanks." I put my phone away. I look around. A bird lands on the roof of the shelter.
It tilts its head and watches the street. A light breeze touches my face. I pull my jacket closer. Soon I hear the sound of a bus. The engine grows louder. The bus turns the corner. It comes towards us. It stops in front of the shelter. The doors open with a soft hiss. The young man gets on first. Then I step up behind him. Morning on the bus. I say good morning to the driver. He nods and smiles slightly. I tap my card on the machine. It beeps once. I walk down the aisle. I find a free seat by the window. I sit down and put my bag on my lap. The seat is a little worn but comfortable. The bus starts to move. It pulls away from the curb.
I look outside. Houses slide past my window. I see a small bakery. The sign says, "Fresh bread every morning." Through the window, I see people inside. They choose bread and pastries. A woman holds a paper bag. Steam comes out of the top. The bus stops at a traffic light. People cross the road in front of us. A man in a suit checks his watch. A child holds a red balloon. The balloon moves gently in the air. It almost touches a tree branch. The light turns green. The bus moves again. We pass a park. Trees stand tall and green. A runner moves along the path. Her steps are light and quick. Two dogs chase each other on the grass. They run in circles and bark happily. The bus goes over a bridge. I look down at the river below. The water is calm and gray. A small boat moves slowly upstream. Sunlight touches the surface. It makes bright silver lines. I feel calm on the bus. I like this quiet time. No one speaks loudly. Some people read. Some look at their phones. Some just stare out of the window, like me. I check the screen above the driver. It shows the next stop. I know my stop is coming soon. I get my bag ready. The bus slows down. I press the button. A small bell rings. A light near the driver turns on. The bus stops. The door opens. I stand up. I say thank you to the driver. He says, "Have a good day." I step down onto the street. Morning. Arriving at work. I am close to my workplace now. I walk along the sidewalk. Tall buildings rise on both sides. Windows reflect the morning light. I pass a small cafe. People sit at tables with coffee cups. A barista stands at the counter. She makes a drink with a loud hiss of steam. The smell of fresh coffee reaches me. It mixes with the smell of warm bread. I walk to the entrance of my building. The glass doors are heavy and clear. I pull one door open. I step inside. The lobby is bright and quiet. Soft music plays in the background. A plant stands in the corner. Its leaves are large and green. I greet the receptionist. She sits behind a white desk. I say, "Good morning." She says, "Morning, Jamie." I take the elevator to the 4th floor. The doors close. The elevator moves up smoothly. I feel a slight pressure in my legs. The doors open with a soft sound. I step out into the hallway. The office door is already open. I walk inside. The lights are on, but it's still quiet. Only a few people are here. Keyboards click softly. I go to my desk. It is near a window. I put my bag under the table. I hang my jacket on the back of my chair. I sit down. I take a deep breath. Morning at work is beginning. Morning. First tasks. I turn on my computer. The fan makes a low sound. The screen lights up. I type my password. My email inbox opens. There are several new messages. One is from my manager. The subject is today's meeting. She reminds us of the time. She shares a short agenda. Another email is from a client. He has a question about a report. I open my notebook. I write a short to-do list for the morning. Reply to emails. Prepare notes for the meeting. Update project file. I start with the client email. I read his questions slowly. I open the report he mentioned. I check the numbers. I find the answer. I write a clear reply. I check the message for mistakes. Then I click send. Next, I read my manager's email again. I write 3 small notes for the meeting. I want to share one idea. I want to ask one question. I save my notes in a folder. I feel a little more prepared. My coworker Lena walks past my desk. She carries a notebook and a pen. She says, "Morning, Jamie." I say, "Good morning, Lena." She asks, "Ready for the meeting later?" I say, "Almost, just finishing my notes." She smiles and says, "You're always ready." We both laugh softly. She goes back to her desk. I return to my screen. The office becomes more active. More people arrive. Chairs move. Printers start to work. Phones ring once, then stop. Short conversations start and end. The day grows busier, but my mind feels calm. Mid-morning, coffee break. At 10:30, it is break time. I stand up and stretch my arms. My shoulders relax a little. My back feels better. I walk to the small kitchen. The light in the kitchen is bright. There is a big coffee machine on the counter. Next to it are cups and spoons. 2 coworkers are already there, Lena and Marco. Lena is pouring coffee. Marco is cutting an apple. Lena says, "Want some coffee, Jamie?" I say, "Yes, please." She hands me a mug. I press the button on the machine. Dark coffee flows into the cup. The smell is warm and rich. Marco offers me a piece of apple. He says, "It's very sweet today." I take a slice. I say, "Thanks." We stand by the small table. We drink and snack. We talk about normal things, not about work. Lena talks about her weekend hike. She says the view was amazing.
Marco talks about his new cat. He shows us a photo on his phone. The cat is tiny and fluffy. It has big, curious eyes. We laugh quietly. The break feels short but refreshing. After 10 minutes, we wash our cups. We put them on the rack to dry. We return to our desks. The day continues. Late morning. Focus time. I sit down again. I take a sip of water. I open a new document. I need to write a short report. I read my notes from yesterday. I plan the structure in my head. First, I write a simple title. Then I add 3 main sections. I type slowly and carefully. I choose clear, simple words. From time to time, I pause. I read what I wrote. I correct a few small mistakes. I change 2 or 3 sentences. Outside, a cloud passes in front of the sun. The light in the room becomes softer. I keep writing. The text slowly grows. My phone vibrates once. A message appears from my sister. She sends a photo of my grandmother's garden. The flowers are bright and colorful. I smile and write, "Beautiful." Then I put the phone face down. I return to my document. I finish the last paragraph. I reread the whole report. It looks clear and complete. I save the file. I send it to my manager. For a moment, I relax in my chair. I feel a quiet sense of achievement. Midday. Team meeting. At 12 o'clock, it is time for the meeting. We go to the small conference room. There is a round table in the center. Chairs are placed all around it. Our manager, Ava, is already there. She smiles as we enter. I sit between Lena and Marco. I open my notebook. Ava starts the meeting. She talks about our goals for this month. She explains a new project. Her voice is calm and clear. I listen carefully. I write short notes. Lena asks a question about the deadline. Ava answers kindly. Marco suggests a small change to the plan. Ava says, "That's a good idea." When it's my turn, I share my suggestion. I speak slowly and clearly. Everyone listens. Ava nods. She says, "Let's try that." I feel proud and included. The meeting continues for 20 more minutes. We agree on our next steps. We decide who will do what. At the end, Ava says, "Thank you, everyone." We stand up and leave the room. My stomach feels a little empty. It is almost lunchtime. Lunch break. Food and friends. I take my lunch from my bag. Today I brought rice and vegetables. I go to the break room. 2 coworkers are already there. The room smells like food, soup, bread, and something with garlic. I heat my lunch in the microwave. The machine hums softly. When it beeps, I take out the container. It feels hot in my hands. I sit at the table. Lena sits beside me with her salad. Marco comes in with a sandwich. He says, "I was so hungry." We start to eat. For a moment, everyone is quiet. My lunch tastes simple but good. The rice is warm. The vegetables are soft but not too soft. I drink some water. After a while, we start to talk. We share small stories. Lena talks about a book she's reading. It's a mystery novel.
Marco talks about a recipe he tried. He baked bread for the first time. We laugh about small mistakes in the kitchen. Burned toast, too much salt. The break feels friendly and relaxed, like a small family. After lunch, we clean up. I wash my container. I put it in my bag. I wipe the table with a cloth. We say, back to work, with a smile. We leave the break room. Early afternoon, a quiet walk. Before I go back to my desk, I decide to take a short walk outside. I step out of the building. The sun is high in the sky. The air is warmer now. The light is bright. There is a small park near the office. I walk towards it. The grass is green. Trees give some shade. I sit on a bench. The wood feels a little warm. 2 children play on the swings. They laugh and shout with joy. A woman sits on another bench. She reads a book and drinks coffee. A dog runs across the grass. It chases a ball. The ball rolls. The dog follows. Its tail moves quickly. A light breeze touches my face. I close my eyes for a moment. I feel the sun on my skin. I listen to the sounds around me. Birds sing short, simple songs. Leaves move softly in the wind. My mind feels clearer. My body feels more relaxed. I check the time. I still have a few minutes. I take a deep breath. I stand up from the bench. I walk slowly back to the office. I feel ready for the afternoon. Afternoon. More work, more focus. The building is a bit quieter in the afternoon. Some people are out for meetings. I sit down at my desk again. I take a sip of water. I open my calendar. I see my tasks for the rest of the day. I have some emails to answer. I have a document to review. I start with the emails. Most of them are short. I read each one carefully. I reply in simple, clear sentences. Sometimes I write, "Thank you for your message." Sometimes I write, "Please see the attached file." I try to be polite and direct. I check for small mistakes. Then I move to the document. It is a draft from a coworker. I read it from the beginning. I underline a few parts. I make small comments in the margin. Maybe explain this more. Check this number. I don't want to change too much. I just want to help make it clear. When I finish, I send my feedback. I stand up for a moment. I stretch my legs. My phone vibrates again. A reminder appears. Call Grandma after work. I smile. I'm glad I set that reminder. I don't want to forget. Late afternoon. Last tasks of the day. The time is now 4 p.m. The day is moving towards evening. I have one more important task. I need to prepare a short summary for Eva. I open a new page. I write a few bullet points. What we finished today, what we will do tomorrow. I keep it short and simple. I focus on the main ideas. When I finish, I send it to her. I look around the office. Some desks are empty now. A few coworkers are packing up. Chairs move, bags zip. Lena walks by my desk. She says, "See you tomorrow, Jamie." I say, "See you, have a good evening."
The clock shows 4:45 p.m., almost time to go home. I close any open files on my computer. I check my email one last time. No urgent messages. Nothing new to answer. I shut down the computer. The screen goes dark. I tidy my desk. I put pens back in their holder. I throw away old notes I don't need. I wipe the surface with a tissue. My desk looks clean and calm. I feel more organized. I reach down and pick up my bag. I put on my jacket. I turn off my desk lamp. I say a quiet goodbye to the space. I walk to the door. I leave the office. Evening. The journey home. Outside, the light has changed. The sun is lower in the sky. The colors are warmer. The shadows are longer. I walk towards the bus stop. The street is busier now. People hurry in both directions. Some look tired. Some talk on their phones. Some listen to music. A child runs ahead of his father. He laughs and shouts, "Wait for me!" The father smiles and walks faster. Cars move slowly in traffic. Their brake lights glow red. I reach the bus stop. Several people are already waiting. A woman holds 2 shopping bags. She checks her watch. An older man leans on a cane. He looks up at the sky. A group of teenagers laugh together. They speak quickly and loudly. Soon the bus arrives. The brakes make a soft sound. The door opens. People get on in a small line. I follow them. I tap my card again. I find another seat by the window. I sit down and relax my shoulders. The bus starts to move. We pass the park again. Now the sun is shining through the trees. The leaves look golden at the edges. We pass the bakery. Its lights are warm and inviting. People stand in line for bread. One boy holds a big round loaf. We pass a flower shop. Colorful flowers stand in buckets outside. Red roses, yellow tulips, white lilies. The bus stops at another light. I look around inside. Some people close their eyes. Some scroll on their phones. A young woman reads a book. Her face looks calm and focused. The light turns green again. The bus moves forward. Soon we reach my stop. I press the button. The bus slows and stops. The doors open. I stand up. I say thank you to the driver again. He nods. I step down to the sidewalk. Evening. Coming home. I walk along my street. The air feels cooler now. Windows light up in the houses. Families move inside. I hear soft music from one home. From another, I hear laughter. A cat sits on a low wall. It watches me with bright eyes. I say, "Hello, cat." It blinks slowly, then looks away. I reach my building. I take out my keys. I unlock the door. I step inside. The hallway smells faintly of soap. Someone has cleaned recently. I go up the stairs. Each step echoes softly. I open my door. Warm light greets me. I take off my shoes. My feet feel free and light. I hang my jacket on a hook. I put my bag on a chair. From the kitchen, I hear a sound. Pots and pans. I walk in. Alex is at the stove. He is cutting vegetables. Onions, carrots, peppers. He says, "Hey, you're back." I say, "Yeah, long day." The air smells like garlic and herbs. It makes me hungry. He says, "I'm making soup. Want some?" I say, "Yes, please. That sounds perfect." I wash my hands at the sink. The water is pleasantly warm. I help by setting the table. 2 plates, 2 bowls, 2 spoons. I put out some bread on a small plate. I add a glass of water to each place. The soup begins to bubble. Steam rises from the pot. Alex tastes it with a spoon. He adds a little salt. He turns off the heat. He carries the pot to the table. We sit down together. He pours soup into both bowls.
The soup is bright and colorful, orange, green, and white. I take a small spoonful. It is hot, so I blow on it. It tastes rich and comforting. The vegetables are soft and sweet. We eat slowly. We talk about our days. I tell him about the meeting. I tell him about my idea that Eva liked. He says, "Nice, that's great." He tells me about something funny at his work. His coworker spilled coffee but laughed about it. We smile and share small stories. The room feels cozy and safe. After dinner, we clear the table. I wash the dishes. He dries them with a clean towel. We put them back in the cupboard. The kitchen is quiet again. The sink is empty and clean. Evening, calls and quiet time. I remember my reminder. I need to call my grandmother. I go to my room. I sit on my bed. I press her number on my phone. It rings 3 times. She answers with a warm voice. She says, "Hello." I say, "Hi, Grandma, it's Jamie." She sounds happy. She says, "Oh, Jamie, I'm so glad you called." We talk for a while. I ask about her day. She tells me about her garden. She says the tomatoes are almost ready. She talks about the neighbor's dog. It always barks at the mailman. I tell her about my job. I tell her I'm learning new things. She says, "I'm proud of you." My heart feels warm. We laugh softly together. The time passes quickly. After about 15 minutes, we say goodbye. She says, "Sleep well, my dear." I say, "You too, Grandma." I end the call. I sit quietly for a moment. I feel grateful for her. I feel loved. Night, gentle movement. My body feels a bit stiff from the day. I decide to stretch a little. I roll out a small mat on the floor. I stand at one end. I lift my arms slowly above my head. I feel the stretch in my shoulders. I bend forward gently. My fingertips reach towards the floor. I stay there for a few seconds. I breathe in and out. I roll up slowly, vertebra by vertebra. I move my neck from side to side. I roll my shoulders back and down. These small movements feel good. My muscles relax. I sit on the mat. I stretch one leg out. I reach towards my foot. I don't push too hard. I just feel a gentle pull. I breathe deeply. After a few minutes of stretching, I feel more calm and light. I roll up the mat. I put it away in the corner. Night, winding down. I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth again. The mint taste is fresh and cool. I rinse my mouth.
I wash my face with warm water. My skin feels clean and soft. I change into comfortable pajamas. The fabric is light and smooth. I go back to the living room. Alex is on the sofa. He watches a quiet show on TV. The sound is turned down low. I sit for a few minutes. We talk a little more. Then I say, I think I'll go to bed soon. He says, yeah, me too. Good night if I fall asleep here. I laugh and say, good night, just in case. I go to my room. The light is soft and warm. I sit at my small desk. There is a notebook and a pen. Every night, I write a few lines about my day. I open the notebook. I write the date at the top. Then I write simple sentences. Today I felt calm at work. I was happy when my idea was accepted. I enjoyed the soup for dinner. I felt loved when I talked to Grandma. I don't write a lot, just a few honest lines. I close the notebook. I put the pen on top. I turn off the desk lamp. Only the small bedside lamp is on now. Night. Falling asleep. I walk to the window. I look outside. The sky is dark. Only the moon and a few stars are visible. Street lights shine on the road. They make yellow circles on the ground. Most windows in the buildings are quiet now. Only a few lights are still on. The city feels softer at night, quieter, slower. I close the window. The glass feels cool under my fingers. I pull the curtain across. The room becomes dim. I climb into bed. The blanket is warm and comforting. I rest my head on the pillow. It feels soft and familiar. I turn off the last light. The room becomes dark. I lie on my back for a moment. I listen to the sounds of the night. In the distance, a car passes by. Its sound fades slowly. Somewhere, a dog barks once. Then it is quiet again. I take a deep breath. Then another. I think about the day. Morning light. Coffee and toast. Colleagues and conversations. The quiet walk in the park. The warm soup at home. My grandmother's voice on the phone. The soft stretch of my tired muscles. I feel thankful. I feel safe. My body relaxes more and more. My thoughts slow down. My eyes grow heavy. Sleep comes gently. I whisper in my mind, "Good night, world," and I let the day go. Closing. You reached the end of this long day in English. You listened. You imagined. You followed each small action. You can return to this story often. Listen again. Pause. Shadow each sentence with me, Jamie. Each time you repeat, your English becomes more natural. Your mouth becomes more comfortable with the sounds. Your mind begins to think in English, step by step. This is English Pro Space. I'm Jamie. Keep listening, keep shadowing, and keep believing in your progress, one simple sentence at a time. Good night.